Thank you. What you just seen right now is known as the American Indian Taos hoop dance. This style of old Indian dance is originally hundreds of years old, born in the village of the Taos, where a young man's dream. Through this style of dance, our older people use hoops, creating images showing respect to all living life. And some of our older people, they say that originally this was a very old dance of courtship, and the very first hoop used represented being born into the world. Throughout the dance, images of land, sky, water, animals, birds, bear, elk, deer, horse, tree, flower, turtle, an eagle's nest, even the formation of a snake into a ladder are created. Here to my right, this adobe home, this structure with this dwelling. This is the way it would have looked when this dance was born hundreds of years ago. People lived in homes very similar to this here. Looking upon the top, you will notice a large wooden ladder, one of the formations in the middle of the hoop dance. For myself, my name is Gary Whiskey. I'm a Yuk. I come from a family known as the Chief Burnett and Wagnose Ki'okomekwa family. Originally, my family came from the Great Lakes region of the U.S. My family was relocated, moved by the government to the Prairie Band Potawatomi Indian Reservation in northeastern Kansas, where family tribe today reside. Back there behind you, you will see a few photographs documented through the Smithsonian Museum and the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. In those photographs are all pictures of my family. My father, grandfather, 3 of my great-grandparents and grandmothers back home on the reservation where they lived. My grandparents, every single one of them, very well noted and documented chiefs in American history during the shaping of the United States. That's the reason why so many pictures were taken of them by anthropologists documenting my family's assimilation into American society. Today, you know, the region of Great Lakes, Chicago, Illinois, that was my family's homeland. Through complicated warfare and sensitive history, my family was relocated by the government as prisoners of war to Missouri, Iowa, and then to Kansas. That is where our tribe's been for about 150 years, north of Topeka, Kansas, about 26 miles on an 11 square mile Indian reservation. Our tribe consists of a little over 4,000 documented enrolled tribal members. I'm one of 187 of us that own homes here in California today. I'm the biological great-grandson of one of the last principal chiefs and holy men documenting in our tribe, and through the museum, there's a man pictured back there in the very center, my great-grandfather. What does that mean today in a modern time of 2016? As I tell everyone, it doesn't mean anything. I am not a chief and I'm not a holy man. I'm not like my relatives in those photographs. Spiritually, traditionally, as I always say, I'll always be connected to my family, but today, realistically, the world of the American Indian has honestly changed dramatically. I'd be lying to you if I tried to pretend that I was living a full-on lifestyle like my relatives long ago. The reality for myself and most true-blooded American Indians, no different than any of yours. American citizens who deal with the same realities of life, no different than anyone else. The only way we can truly be connected to family and people is through our language, prayer, song, and dance. For a small moment in time, we look at the world the way our old ones did, inviting all of you, the beautiful cultures around the world, in a way of friendship, harmony, and healing. And we thank you very much for being here this evening. Lastly, the feathers that you're looking at here on our stage, these are eagle feathers. Now, eagle feathers in the United States, these are illegal, actually. You're not allowed to sell them, and you're not allowed to buy them. They are protected by the federal government. If anybody's ever caught selling or buying them, they can actually go to jail for a pretty long time. American Indians have used these feathers for thousands of years as a form of prayer. In 1962, they were put on the endangered species list, and American Indians had to fight for civil and religious rights. Up until the year 1978, the ban was lifted only for American Indians. Today, you must be a true-blooded tribal member to carry the feather legally in the United States, First Nation, Canadian, and Alaska Natives. The headdress here to my left, this is noted as a Northern and Southern Plains war bonnet. Many people ask me the question about this headdress. This is the reason why I bring it out. Is it okay for anybody to wear this headdress? What I tell people is that out of 566 federally recognized tribes, only Northern and Southern Plains tribes wore these headdresses. They were part of a warrior society. This would be like dressing up like a soldier and you weren't really a soldier. Dressing up like a Marine, a Navy SEAL, or even wearing a Purple Heart. Only veterans of war understand this. This was only worn by societies of warfare. In the Northern Plains tribes, you had to do 4 things. You had to count coup on your enemy by striking them in battle or taking their lives in hand-to-hand combat, take their weapons, steal a horse, and lead a victorious battle. By doing these things, you were part of the warrior society. This here is noted as a Northern and Southern Plains war bonnet. Again, everyone, my name is Gary Whiskey. I'm a enrolled tribal member of the Prairie Band Potawatomi Indian Reservation out of northeastern Kansas. My family is documented by the Smithsonian Library of Congress, Kansas, and Wisconsin Historical Society Museum under the name of Chief Burnett and Chief Whiskey Amyuk family. Everyone out there, thank you all so much for being here. If you do have any questions about anything, please feel free to ask anything you like. Thank you so much for your time. Please have a great day with your families here at Knott's Berry Farm. Thank you.